episode of the 3 Count Out podcast. My name is Era V1, and this week we are 35 days away from the start of the college football season. Today, the day that we are recording this, is the day that College Football 25 comes out, and this is a very monumental episode because today, ladies and gentlemen, we get to put the football back into the football and wrestling podcast because now that College Football 25 is out, we have a lot to talk about. This week, I am joined by 3 men that are going to make me richer in our $10,000 Dynasty Mode Challenge.
Yeah, I'm still whoring myself. I mean, I am still working hard to make that money. Hi, I'm Mike, and I just got done beating up North Texas, so fuck you, Texas. I love you. And I got to watch a bit of this earlier. The guy that discovered the Pop-Tart Bowl, Fire Guy Kev,
go,
he was
baby.
so happy to know it was there.
I forgot this was a thing because that wasn't that the whole thing where like, oh, the Pop-Tart Bowl, the guy went in as a Pop-Tart and he came out and they ate him, right? That was this year?
Maybe?
Huh?
Whatever your fever dreams tell you.
Yeah, well, that sounds like most of them. Anyway,
this
I
still
am
your
Fire
intro?
Guy Kev. Yeah, this is Fire Guy Kev, and I have odd dreams.
I got a question for you guys real quick before we get into everything. What did The Rock say to his friend Fuck when he asked him what direction he can flip a light switch?
Fuck.
What was that? I'm so curious.
Toast.
I'm
Off
smelling
is the
toast.
direction you can fuck.
Oh,
Wow.
No.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I specifically waited while someone was talking as well to say it too, so it makes sure it landed even better.
slam dunk on that one.
Off is the direction you can fuck.
I get it now. Okay.
Yeah. It's even better
And that's
the
the
second
podcast,
time.
everyone. Thanks for listening. It's been great.
Hey, I needed something that is on the same level as Fat Patricia last week. I'm pretty proud of that
Yeah,
one.
that was a good one, though.
Yeah, that was that.
Never gonna come down from that high.
Just know, well, Mike, I'm pretty high again if you ask me because I just got done hanging 60 on the Buckeyes in Horseshoe,
Hey, there
dude.
you go.
Oh my God, College Football 25 is out. We're a month away, and I'm looking down at my arm right now. I have goosebumps saying that. We're so close. This off season feels like it lasted forever this time.
Yeah, it feels so good being so close. It feels like. Go ahead.
That's usually how I feel.
How much is the time difference between college and NFL? Because if college starts in 35 days, isn't NFL like a month or after?
I think it's
35 days is a month.
preseason's going to be about the same time.
Okay.
I think the regular season afterwards is going to be 2, maybe 3 weeks after college starts.
All right, so it's coming up fast. Holy shit.
Yeah.
August.
This is the one sport with the longest off season. I think someone has done the math, and boy, oh boy, what a season that we had last year with the Lions finally breaking a 50-plus year some odd curse, Michigan winning the Natty, Penn State figuring some things out, moving into a stronger foothold in the Big Ten, Ohio State getting stronger, all the conference realignments happening, the fucking SEC getting crowded with Texas and Oklahoma both joining it. Oh my God, next season is going to be insane. And now, finally, we get to live it firsthand with College Football 25.
And at this rate, we all have had our collective, dive into it at this point, right?
A little bit.
We've dipped our toes in.
The
my
hour
toes.
to 2, yeah, a little.
Okay.
Yeah, I played about a half hour.
How are we? What are our official thoughts at the moment? Are we happy? Do we have does anyone have any gripes? Because I have kind of just one, but I'm not sure if it's a full gripe.
Ooh, half a grape.
I have half a gripe.
A grape.
Ooh.
The only thing, and just because I don't know, I thought the Mo Bamba thing was just a one state thing, like, I don't know who it was, but I thought it was just their thing. And like the 3 matches I played, I think I heard it in every single match. So I'm not sure if that makes it less cool.
I mean,
or
it's a Penn State thing, but it is just also a popular song that's played in college football everywhere.
okay, because it did the thing where like it shakes your screen. Where's that pass going? I don't know.
That's just the stadium pulse. That doesn't necessarily happen with
Okay.
Mobamba. I think that can. Again, I've only played like a half hour, but at least from what I saw from like the reviews and stuff, it sounds like that can just happen in general. That can just make your like that's just a thing. Of just like the crowd noise. Me personally, I never really played Madden or anything beforehand. I played it a couple of times, but I kind of avoided it as a game genre. But I mean, the couple of games I played in here, it was super, super fun. It definitely looks honestly really, really good, like graphic wise. It's insane. I wasn't expecting it to like, I mean, I was expecting it to look good, but I was still kind of expecting it to look kind of like Madden-ish. I feel like their models are always like slightly clay-ish looking, but these, I don't know, this looks really clean. At least the games that I played, everything looks correct. The only issue I have with this game is I realize that if I'm playing Temple, it packs the Lincoln Financial Field with people, which the only time the Link is ever packed with people is when the Eagles play. Temple never, ever packs the Link. So that's one inaccuracy there. We'll take some points off. But, I mean, otherwise, it in my opinion, it looks great. It feels great. It plays great.
Seeing the drastic difference, because if you are curious, FGK's initial reaction is live on his personal YouTube channel, youtube.com/FireGuyKev, where he was able to experience both the big house and also going down to the smallest capacity stadium in college football 25, being the Kennesaw State Owls.
Hell yeah, baby!
He went from about 100,000 capacity seat stadium to a hearty $7,000. That is a very, very big drop off, and just seeing the quality in how those stadiums were designed and made, and how much attention to detail there was given to, like, they paid just as much attention to Michigan as that small of a school who is only joining Division I this year. Damn. They've only just now moved up to the big leagues. So seeing that, I feel, is really, really cool on EA's part to not only make sure that the big dogs are taken care of, but even the little guy as well. Because even still, like Kevin pointed it out, he wants to go Google it and look at the stadium to see if all the buildings in the background in game are the same as it is in real life, which I think I can spoil it and tell you now they are.
See, that I think that is actually, that makes me enjoy this game like that much more, because it looks so clean. I love how clean it looks. And it's like, oh well, it could just throw a couple buildings back there. No one really cares. But if that's like they like did a freaking mile spread of buildings just to make it look that much better, this is the kind of game that I enjoy. This is the game that you take your time with, you pay the money and play, not like Cyberpunk where it's like, yeah, buy our game, it's great in like 8 years.
Well, hold on, they fixed Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk's good now. Don't slander that.
After 8 years, it took them a little bit of time.
Was it 8? It was 2.
That was too many.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just
I have just the few I've seen. I have all the stadiums I've seen so far are really nice, really clean, looking good.
You need to point those gripes at 2K. That's who you need to point it at.
That's
not
a good point.
Not Cyberpunk.
Listen. As far as I'm concerned, the Beaver Stadium where Penn State plays, it looked. I've spent a lot of time in there. I used to work for Penn State football. I used to work stadium security. I was a supervisor there for a little bit. So like, I've spent a lot of time in that building, and that looks very, very accurate. I have not done the work to see if the buildings outside of it are accurate. Quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. If the inside of the stadium looks good, and like if the stadium itself looks good and it feels good playing, I don't really care about what's happening on the outside. But yeah, I mean, 2K You look at them. I mean, I understand they're not going to have like they're going to have a generic Raw stadium or whatever. I get that, but like you look at 2K and they put out like a WrestleMania 40 map, which is also in the link, and then you look at college football and you play with Temple, who plays in the link, and the one in college football is Lincoln Financial Field. The one for fucking 2K24, it has fucking palm trees, and it's supposed to be WrestleMania in Philly because they've just been recycling the same asset for years. Of this is our WrestleMania.
Philly doesn't have palm trees?
Mike,
what?
Hold on. Philly does have palm trees. You can find them in the Philly Arboretum, but you cannot find them outside by Lincoln Financial Field. You won't find any fucking trees there because it's on the Philadelphia waterfront, which is a very industrial area, so you shouldn't see any trees. But
I am just shocked and or stunned.
My goodness.
I know, right? Inaccuracies in a WWE game. Who would have guessed? But I mean,
Unheard
what a
of.
breath of fresh air that college football 25 is, though, because we go from a super inaccurate game like WWE 2K24 to, in my opinion, a football simulator is what this is. You know, like you're able to even down to making your own teams and building them up over years and years and years. And we have the $10,000 Dynasty Mode challenge that's coming out over on the YouTube. So go subscribe there if you're not already. You may already be because we post this on YouTube, and a lot of people listen there. So if you're already there, keep an eye out. I guess I don't know when it'll come out, but I know we're getting on that. Speaking of which, how does that work? How does the online mode for that? Do we have to coordinate schedules?
I don't know. I think they've given out some details, but I'm not certain if they've given out the details that we need at the moment. From my understanding, I don't think the only time all four of us need to be on is creating it. And then any time past that, I think we're allowed to be able to play it on our own time and sort of experience that college football world from a coach's perspective. But we'll be able to find out tonight live on Twitch as we all four will be taking a deep dive into the game, and I cannot wait for it. I know I am going to be taking over Kansas State. Just as a reminder, I'm taking over Kansas State. Mike will be taking over Clemson. Kevin will be taking over the Florida Gators. And Aaron will be taking over the Wisconsin Badgers.
The wee Badgers.
We're going to be doing some head-to-head modes. We're going to be taking a look at the. It is still a sports game similar to 2K, so there's going to be a trading card mode. So we're going to have to open up some good old cards. Maybe we'll put out another deep dive with FGK and myself, because you know me, I love spending Kevin's money.
Yeah,
spend
Kev's money.
We'll open up some more cards, experience my faction, but my college football team, I guess is what you're going to call it. And just see all of the game modes that are in there, because this game is 10 years in the making, gentlemen. What were you doing 10 years ago, the last time that a college football game was released?
I think
What were you doing in 2014?
What? Are you, like, three of you talked at once?
I was just saying, what were you doing in 2014? I was, let's see. 2014, I was a sophomore in high school. Or a junior in high school. Somewhere around there. So I was, let's see, last time the college football game was out, I was depressed and getting bullied and had no friends. And at the time, I was probably, 2014. I was probably playing Halo.
Oh, good pick. Good pick.
Halo 2, probably. Yeah. That's what I was doing in 2014.
I know for myself, 2014, that is definitely sophomore year of high school. I was, I too getting bullied because I was.
That's a good theme.
I was I was caught at school on my first day for the football team wearing a Three Stooges tie that my father owned. And
Nice.
Little known fact, Three Stooges don't really go over too well with high school kids in 2014. Who would have figured? I was
Which
stuck
one were
on the
you?
PS3.
Which Three Stooge were you?
Oh, I had all of them on there. I was
No,
Larry,
but like
Curly,
which
and
one?
Moe.
Which one was your like? Which one are you? You know.
Which Stooge am I? Do I feel in my
Stooge?
heart?
Which Stooge are you?
Boston Connor, probably. I think I'm a Larry. I feel Larry. Maybe Mo. I don't know. Nobody's ever asked me which Stooge am I. This is such a odd
You can't wear a
question
Three
for me.
Stooges tie and not know which Stooge you
I
are.
gotta figure out the Stooge I am.
You're a Stooge, is what you are.
I know on PS3. What was I playing? I wasn't even at that point. I wasn't allowed to play rated R games either. So I was probably playing the beta of Minecraft or something. It was
Oh
it
hell
was
yeah!
dark times.
On that
No
tutorial
job.
world.
Oh, absolutely. On the 360, no less. Oh, yeah, dude. So now I got my own money. I got a big boy job. I got big boy money. What? I got a big
What?
boy pants. What?
What?
Michigan just won the Natty. What?
What?
I'm ready to go.
What?
Ready to kill.
What?
What?
Ready to win.
What?
So I can win one match.
What?
What?
2 matches.
Shit.
What?
No, no, that's not what Stone Cold doesn't have the poop in his pants.
Oh.
What were you doing 10 years ago, Mike?
Oh, I
Slaying
was.
fat poon.
Oh, yeah, he was.
Oh yeah.
Ew. Why's it got to be fat poo?
I don't know.
Whatever you're into.
My likes the BBWs, big beautiful women.
No, I was let's see, I was working at a movie theater. And 2014 that movie theater was closing, so I was moving back down here. So I was probably depressed playing video games. Because I was moving back. I was moving from the UP
theme.
back down here for my first time. And yeah, all of a sudden I was just like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna stay inside and play games.
And now here we are on a podcast.
Playing games and talking about football and wrestling. The one thing I don't hear you guys say it, and I didn't get to say it. I like the fact that we finally, because there were a couple players here and there before, but this is the first time where we really get like the bulk of players on jersey. So you're not just like, oh yeah, number 12.
Yeah, quarterback 13 and halfback number 7. We can actually, thanks to name, image, likeness, the NIL program, see for the first time, wow, that's Donovan Edwards. Wow, that's Quinn Ewers. Wow, that's Shador Sanders. Like, I can actually play as these people.
Oh, these are real people?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is going to sound awful. Who the fuck is the Michigan's quarterback then? Because that sure don't look like a white boy.
He's not.
I know he's not.
You
Wasn't-
realize this is
Kevin.
for this year, correct? JJ McCarthy,
J.J.
is
McCarthy's
in Minnesota
playing
playing for the Vikings.
Why the
Oh,
fuck
I
would he
thought
be
this
in
was
college
like-
football.
I thought this was like 2K where it's like, oh, it's last year's shit.
No.
No, that's why we get to have an orgy in the end zone now.
Hey, there you go.
Oh.
Kevin saw the quarterback come out on the field and went, whose horse is that?
Man, he got a tan. Yeah, okay, that makes way more sense.
Woof.
I now know. Okay, so all the players are like coming up like this
year's
season.
roster. Yeah, so that
Yeah,
Wow.
they're
also
there, yeah.
means in your stream when you're saying Jim Harbaugh was crying on the sidelines, you didn't beat Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh's now the coach for the Chargers.
Damn it, that makes that win way less gratifying. Okay, that actually makes a lot more sense though.
Yeah,
I
I mean
like
there
that.
are
Okay.
there are a couple players that didn't get in the game due to whether it was an NIL deal or I know Penn State had a lot of people that just weren't, well, not a lot. They had a handful of people that just like weren't on campus yet. So not everyone is in the game, but I mean a good big. I think it's easier to count people not in the game versus counting people that are in the game. You know what I mean? it's a lot. It was a lot of work put in by EA.
What was the deal? Correct me if I'm. It was like we get to basically guarantee you that
It was like $500 a copy of the game and a hand job or something like that.
Nice.
Oh, that's a deal I'd take, friend. I get to play as myself in a video game, and I get a handy from an EA guy. Oh, hell yeah! That's
Say all the
awesome.
times EA has fucked me over. They can give me a hand job once.
Well, that's just it. You have to finish. You can finish, but you have to pay extra.
Gross. Can I finish?
Be $9.99 a month.
In the EA guy, on the EA guy, or is that asking?
Your finish is blocked behind a paywall.
Yeah.
No. It's like you gotta pay $100 to play as Darth Vader. Now you gotta pay $100 to. Speaking of, I know we've had a couple football questions in the past, but my question for you guys: do you have a favorite college football memory specifically in the past? I know we've talked about a favorite football match of all time. We've talked about matchups. I want to know college football memory, moment, whatever, what have you. Just a specific moment in college football.
For me, I'm probably have to reiterate my last one, but it's definitely probably gonna be the voice crack to end voice cracks. The State Michigan fumble is probably my most fondest college football memory.
Most fondest.
He fumbles the ball on the last play game.
Like, good match, and it was that. You know what? That one, or I think it might actually be the same game. It's either that moment or it's the Michigan fan middle finger where the camera pans right. That is also a very fond memory.
Oh my God! Oh, the vulgarity of that man.
My
I
gosh.
think that one was the same year as the famous fumble, but they were playing Ohio State, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Mike, what about you, my friend?
This actually only works for me. My one and only time going to a U of M game, getting to see Ann Arbor in all of its glory, and so many people fucking tailgating. Oh my God. And, all the people that are already hammered going to the game, of course. And then you get there, and it was that game where they beat Appalachian State 400 to 7.
Mm-hmm.
And just the noise. Oh my God. It was an outdoor stadium, and I still couldn't hear the two people that were next to me. It was so cool. It was one of those rare moments, and I was like, oh man, this is going to set such a great tone for this season. This was an amazing game, and then I think we didn't do great that season, or we choked in the playoffs. But,
Michigan's track record before the pandemic, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, but it was such a cool moment, and I mean, there's plenty on TV, but just getting to actually experience that in person was really cool, because I mean, I went to a college where it's not known for their football team up north. It was known for hockey. They're like, wait, they have a football team?
What's that? Northern Michigan playing a sport that involves ice involved? Unheard of.
Oh, yeah.
Sign me up.
Go figure. D1 in hockey, D87 in everything else.
Era, favorite college football moment.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, I worked for Beaver Stadium doing their security. So I had a lot of really cool moments there and a lot of cool stuff that just people wouldn't normally get to do. Stuff that's not open to the public, but I'm able to walk around whatever, and I'm a fan at the end of the day.
Showers,
so okay, hold on. Well, we can talk about that for put that behind OnlyFans. But no, for me, I think every time I think of a football, a Penn State football memory, I just think of the first game that I really was because when you're working your entry security, it's just you're either at a door where you're just like standing there and telling people where their seats are, and it doesn't really like feel like you're really doing anything. But
Right.
once you're there for a little bit, you kind of get to start to like walk around and do stuff and be more involved. And the first game that I was able to actually get onto the sidelines, that was really, really cool. It was just some like random game. I forget who it was even against. It was like just some like random thing, and it was like one of the first times I got to be a supervisor. So I was just kind of walking around doing whatever, and I just like realized like the door was open, and I had a couple minutes, and I just like walked onto the field, onto the sideline, and I was security, so nobody stopped me, and I just kind of watched the game from the sidelines for a little bit, and it was cool.
Hell yeah, dude. That sounds awesome, man.
And because I walked away and didn't do my job, somebody probably got beat up. But, you know.
a small that is a sacrifice that person was willing to make.
Yeah, there were a couple of times where sacrifices had to be made. It is what it is. Like when everybody stormed the field, I was moving. I was like, nah, y'all can go. I'm not stopping you. Y'all can go.
Hey, go have fun, man. I ain't gonna get in your way.
It was what was that, 2016 when they beat Ohio? They stormed the field and then they trashed downtown. Because that's how you celebrate. You celebrate by having a literal riot downtown and climbing light poles. Which, I mean, hey, some of them are from Philly, so I know where it comes from. But climbing up light poles. They were throwing mattresses out of like apartments because there's like high rises downtown. So they were throwing mattresses down and get among crowds of people, and then people would get on top of the mattresses. I think there was a car that was overturned, so it was wild. But but again, my favorite memory, not the riots downtown, but just getting to watch some football on the sideline, look around, see everybody. You know, it was a crazy experience. And Beaver Stadium's fucking big, so it was cool.
There's a lot of history in that building too. That thing has been around for a long
Good and bad.
time. Good and bad, both. Absolutely.
Shout out to Sandusky.
It was a joke. That was a joke. Don't Google Jerry Sandusky Penn State. Please don't. No shout out to that. No.
Listen. I'm allowed to make those jokes. All right.
You can. Yes.
He was there, man.
I can say that word.
It's
our word.
Who did he touch?
Children.
A lot of people.
Allegedly, a whole bunch of them.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Allegedly.
So, you know how actually no, Mike, you know how sometimes Facebook gives you like the memories tab, which like you can like,
did you see one with Sandusky?
I posted this day.
Did you see like, oh, you met Sandusky on this day?
Yeah. Because
on this day, Sandusky touched you in the shower.
I was
Not
like 10 because he's dead now, and he died back like 2010, 2011, and of course all of this stuff came out afterward. I want to say, I don't remember the specific timeline, but what I do remember is what Facebook showed me, and that I was apparently very upset that a coach not for my team passed away because little 10-year-old Danny said something like, "Man, I can't believe today. R.I.P. Jerry Sandusky. What a legend." And oh boy, little did I know. I thought I was just paying my respects. Turns out I actually would have been Jerry Sandusky's favorite person to hang out with at that age.
So you posted about
he had you
Sandusky.
sitting on his lap.
You've posted about Dr. Disrespect. Who's next?
Listen. Oh,
Listen, Linda.
No. Linda, listen.
You want to go meet Velveteen Dream?
Changing subjects very, very, very. My favorite moment was something that actually solidified me kind of having this pre-existing thought in my head that I will forever prefer college football over the NFL, because I'm certain people have strong disagreements as to why that statement is incorrect, but come on, it's the Michigan Wolverines, who's kind of been perennial contenders, at least for, 80% of their history, I'm not going to say forever, versus the Detroit Lions, the national laughingstock of the NFL. So you can see a reason why I preferred college over NFL for a bit.
Former laughing stock.
Sorry, former laughingstock.
Now it's the Jets and the Panthers and the Jaguars.
There it is. That's just Jets, the laughing stock, because they keep having, old lizard semen at quarterback or whatever.
The Jets are still around?
I locked myself in a dark room and drank nothing but piss for 3 days straight, and now I can throw the ball better. Okay, Mr. Rogers. Whatever you say.
Whatever works, I guess.
Kevin, I saw you like my comment of, Aaron, please, man, just Super Bowl, dude.
I did. I always look at the comments. First thing that pops up is Jackal Joker. Oh shit!
There's a little. I'll get to my moment here in a second. I just wanted to point this out real quick since we're on the topic of football. There's a clip of Aaron Rodgers at like the Masters or some golf event. It doesn't really matter what. But some dude walks up to him in essentially like a New York Mets jersey or whatever. And he's talking to Aaron Rodgers essentially in tears. Like, please, Aaron, just one Super Bowl, man. That's all I'm asking for. Just breaking down. And I thought, here I was thinking that New Yorkers were supposed to be these big old tough mean motherfuckers. And like, yeah, we're so tough. We're from New York. And please, quarterback, just one Super Bowl. Jesus. Now I really want Philly to beat the piss out of New York this year. Good Lord, dude.
Oh, we will. Don't you worry. I got you.
I'm
going to go out there and do it myself.
Finally, getting to the moment after so many side caveats, side missions, whatever.
Back on topic.
It is I'll say the second biggest rivalry in the NFL. The Iron Bowl. Alabama, Auburn, on their last play of the game, they have the infamous kick six.
Oh, yeah.
Where Alabama lining up for a field goal to win the game because I believe the game is tied. And the field goal for Alabama would have won it. But what ends up happening is that Alabama kicks it and it's short.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's short, it's essentially a putt. A putt. God, I talked about golf. Now I got golf on the brain. A punt. So he kicks it all, and the dude is standing, I'm talking literal inches in front of his field goal. He grabs the kick, takes it all the way, the length of the field, and returns it back for a touchdown. And just the noise that Auburn Stadium ends up making because of this gives me goosebumps even just thinking about it. Just hearing thousands and thousands and thousands of people erupt into thunderous ovation as this legendary moment is going down and get louder and louder and louder the longer he goes down the sidelines is something that I personally never heard of in the NFL. I never thought could happen. And after seeing it happen, I knew I was going to be a college football fan the rest of my life. I understand there's people saying these moments that aren't as good because Penn State will end up playing a team like the Kennesaw State Owls, and that game's not worth watching. But I argue that fact of the Kansas City Chiefs playing the Carolina Panthers. Like, there's always are going to be games where everything is one-sided. Just because they happen more frequently in college football doesn't change the fact that it still happens in the NFL. But taking those moments and seeing the legendary ones that happen alongside it, it just far outweighs anything that the NFL has produced in recent memory in my mind.
Yeah, and there's, you talk about, like, crazy kick returns. I think about, you said kick six. I think this one's the block six, or whatever they want to call it. But the 2016 Penn State versus Ohio. Yeah, I mean, it was, a 70-yard touchdown off a blocked punt? Or a blocked kick? Like, it was Man,
was
you
a
get some
lot.
crazy plays like that in college football. Like you know, I feel like I feel like at the college level, I feel like people just got a little bit more, maybe a little bit more to prove. You know what I mean? And they're willing to take those riskier plays, and when they do that, it can turn the tide. It's that way. Like even if you're watching, you know, Penn State versus fucking Bufu Regional School or whatever, like. You know, like no matter what you're watching, there's always like the football players can still like individually can still be good. And because they're able to take those riskier plays most of the time, they're able to have more agency to go out there and do fun stuff, you know?
They're playing like they have something to prove because they do want to be
that
able
contract.
to prove
They need that
themselves
NFL money
to those NFL teams. Exactly. And build out that resume, build out that highlight reel to show teams like the Lions, like the Eagles. Nobody wants to prove it to the New York team because fuck you, New York. Same thing goes to you, Dallas.
And
Bunch
every
of pricks.
And every sport has their, you know, their minor leagues, if you want to call it. And I don't know, with football, you could probably make the argument that, you know, XFL was the minor leagues or whatever. But to me, college football has always felt like, you know, the minor leagues of the NFL. And, you know, you go to some minor league teams, like I used to go to baseball minors games all the time. And it's like, it doesn't matter, you know, you're not there for the game. You're there to watch the individual players. You're there for, you know, for the individual plays that are exciting. You're there for the atmosphere. College football makes it all the better when your team is actually good and they're giving you a lot of fun plays to watch, but, you know, they still have that much to prove.
That reason and that reason alone just makes me a fan for the rest of my life. I don't care how old I am. I don't care where I am in life. I'm going to be watching college football until the day that I die. And just seeing, because I like to frequent, you know, YouTube sometimes, and I like to watch other people share in my reactions to kind of share in the joy. Like when Michigan recently won the national championship, seeing other Michigan fans react in similar ways that I did, you know, it brought me a lot of joy watching. But conversely, seeing other fans react, say those fans are overseas, they see all this happening and they're saying, "Wow, why are all these Americans, you know, cheering for like a secondary level? They're cheering for the minor leagues." This you mean to tell me that all of this that's going on right now isn't the professional level?
They're confused.
And it just feels magical to me. So many magical moments, like Virginia Tech coming out onto the field with Enter Sandman, like South Carolina with Darude Sandstorm. I know it feels weird. Like Penn State with Mo Bamba, like Michigan with Mr. Brightside. There's all of these moments throughout the entirety of college football that are just so legendary and will live through time, and we get to create those moments, circling it back around in College Football 25, baby.
All right, so along the same lines, since you're pretty much saying that you enjoy college more than the NFL, who is a college player that was just peak? He was the college player, gets to NFL and drops like.
I'll tell you two right off the bat.
Okay.
Neither of them are playing anymore, and they were two rivals. I think they played at the same time, anyways. I could be making that up, but I don't think so. And they were both. Actually, we'll start with the best one, and then we'll do the other two. First and foremost, Tim Tebow. Tim Tebow was a man among boys in college. That man could do no wrong. He did everything right. Johnny Manziel, I could say, but that man was such a fuck up from the get-go that I don't really consider him much. But then we have two that were back-to-back. Vince Young and Reggie Bush were both just on top of the mountain. I think they were Heisman back to back too. Nonstop. That's why they went so early, and then they got to the NFL, and it was like, oh. Reggie Bush finally got better once he got a little bit older, and I think calmed down. But Vince Young never really had the pop he did in college.
And he was
there have been a lot
legendary.
where you realize, there's a lot when you realize, oh wow, these guys were amazing. Like I remember watching them; they were so good. And then they got to the big time, and they just couldn't hang. Whether it was all of a sudden they had a lot of new stuff in front of them, probably didn't help. There was, pressure, and the game's different. You're playing for a whole different reason now, unfortunately.
Whatever happened to Trace McSorley?
Perennial backup, much to the chagrin. Yeah.
Big Ten champion quarterback. Yeah.
It happens a lot more than you think, Kevin.
Yeah.
Okay.
A prime one from Michigan, Braylon Edwards.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God. Absolute fall off. Jake Rudock. Hell, even I'd say Hassan Haskins. That's the same guy that ran for 5 touchdowns on Ohio State to finally break the fucking curse. One that's a bit of a deeper cut that I don't know if you gentlemen will be able to find out. This name is not going to mean anything for you. That just goes to show you how little he did in the NFL. Tavon Austin.
Yeah.
It is genuinely a meme in the football community that, say, if you don't have anything to watch on YouTube before you sit down to eat your food or eat dinner or do whatever, that you pull up Tavon Austin, West Virginia University highlights. The man was a living highlight reel at West Virginia. That was the reason why West Virginia got to the peak of the mountain where they were. And then as soon as he left, West Virginia has been irrelevant since. Maybe outside of what's-his-nuts, I don't even remember his name right now. But as soon as Tavon Austin got to the NFL, he was not drop off the face of the earth bad, just nowhere near the amount of quality that he had when it came to the level of work that he was producing at West Virginia. Now,
you gotta wonder how much of that, when they do get up to the NFL, I mean, obviously a good player is still a good player, but how much of that is just them being there and them being comfortable? Like we were saying, of hey, they still have a lot to prove, and then they get to the NFL and they get to kind of just not slack off, but they get to relax a little bit. They have that contract. A lot of them have a guarantee or whatever. It's just a different atmosphere. Or how much of that is due to coaches holding them back, not putting them in the opportunities where they can make those plays.
That is true, because since it is still a different game at the higher level, you do also have to think about the type of environment that they're going in.
Yeah,
because with a lot of I'll let you go. Do your thing, Tom,
I was just gonna say, because look at Saquon. Saquon Barkley killed it at Penn State, went to the Giants, wasn't really given any opportunities, didn't like it there, sucked. Now he's going over to the Eagles, and
hold on.
They're saying that he's playing he's a fucking freshman again.
He didn't suck with the Giants. He was their only offense.
Well, I know, but
it's hard to hold on. It's hard to generate historic numbers when you are literally the only offensive weapon. They had no quarterback, they had no line, they had no wide receivers. So a team goes, "Oh, we have to block Saquon." It wasn't that he wasn't given the opportunity. He was picked by the worst team. That's why all of a sudden he's doing good, because he has a team that is competent. You have a team where they're like, "Hey, we can throw it if we want. Hey, we'll block for you too." Meanwhile, the Giants were
coaches.
No, it was the whole team. I mean, from coaches down to the players to the whole fucking front office. That we're getting into the Giants need a whole redo. They need to fire a lot of people to make that team good. That's why the Giants are going to suck for a long time. The Giants are going through their lion era.
The thing that I was going to bring up is that's why some people are. I say some people when in reality it is some players that, unlike the NBA and the NHL, where it's still a lottery-based system,
Which is awful.
Yeah, the NFL is basically like the worst team gets the first pick, no matter what. Yeah. So that's why a lot of these guys don't really translate well. I shouldn't say a lot. It's not necessarily a lot, but it is still a lot more than like a normal person watching football would expect.
Yeah.
Because these guys who are studs are going to the worst possible outcome, literally. That's why Caleb Williams wanted to hold out as long as he did. He's like, I don't want to go to the fucking Bears. The hell do I look like?
Well,
he looks like a bear.
Going, Justin Fields was terrible, and it's like, no, he was on the Bears.
Well, I mean,
watch him put up great numbers because, I mean, unfortunately, he went to the Steelers, which is like going from, a crack den to iffy weed.
Oh,
I guess
it's even worse.
A lot of times when you go to Pittsburgh, people say you're going into the crack den.
That's true.
Okay, you're right. He went from meth to crack, I guess. But yeah, I mean, you get a team like the Bears, and unfortunately, they were the worst, so they got first pick. And it's like, well, okay, even if you are the best player, you are now on the worst team, and you don't get a choice for at least a couple years.
Yeah, you do have to play it. I mean, technically, if we're gonna get into the meat and potatoes of it, like technically, they don't have to agree to their rookie contract. Similar, and also famously to what happened with Eli Manning and Phillip Rivers. Eli Manning was never supposed to be a New York Giant. Eli Manning got drafted to the San Diego Chargers at the time, and with the way that the team was, Eli Manning fucking said, that tough shit, I'm not playing for you. He basically did X, Y, and Z. I'm not familiar with the details because I was a wee little baby at the time, and I don't claim to be a football historian either. All I know is that he essentially didn't agree to the terms that the Chargers had. He was holding out. He was this, he was that. And they got a hold of the Giants, who in turn drafted Phillip Rivers and said, hey, you want to do a little bit of a trade ski? You scratch my ass, I'll scratch your ass. And the Chargers sure as shit agreed. Sent Eli Manning to the Giants. They got Phillip Rivers instead. And hell, it honestly worked out because the Giants got 2 Super Bowls out of it. Knocking out
of a quarterback that should have never won a Super Bowl. God, that guy was so mid. Anybody that says he's an elite quarterback is a fucking liar.
They're lying to themselves and you as well.
Saying who is?
Eli Manning.
Oh.
I was going to say exactly, but yeah. Yeah, he the guy that looked like he was always smelling a bad fart.
Ew.
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
I see it, yeah.
Did he
had like one of those Hall of Fame wide receiver cores, and people are like, how is he making these passes? I'm like, he threw it up in the air.
Yeah, he just threw it in their general direction, and they ran to it.
He's in fucking Victor Cruz down there somewhere.
They're just good receivers.
He'd probably gotten another one, but Plaxico Burress shot off his fingies or whatever. Hard to win championships when you're missing fingers.
It's really hard to catch a football while doing that. I wonder why that is.
Or no, he's the one that shot himself in the leg. That's right. He had it in his pants and shot himself in the leg.
Oh, that's what it was.
What?
Yeah.
The Giants are a fucking joke of a organization, if we're being honest with ourselves.
Does Tony Danza or whoever is still a quarterback?
Tommy DeVito.
Well, let me tell you this, Kevin. Tony Danza wasn't actually a football player. Hate to break it to you. And the song wasn't "Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza." It was "Hold Me Closer, Tiny Dancer."
Okay,
are you sure?
Now you're fucking with me.
Yeah, hold on. Wait a minute. That's got to be one of them.
That's
one of them the Berenstein Bear effects, whatever the fuck, Mandela effect.
Yeah, who is it? Tony?
No, that's Abdullah Mandagala.
Who's that guy with the name in the? Is he a Steelers and Tamaka Kakamoko or something?
What?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, that one.
He's a basketball player.
More racist. Jesus.
Oh, that's the basketball. Wait, no, I thought there was like a dude who has that kind of name that plays football.
You mean my friend I went to high school with and played high school football with?
What's his name?
Adetokunbo Ogundeji.
That's what I'm talking about, but that's good.
Adetokunbo Ogundeji.
Wait, should we be saying his name? Should I be bleeping that?
No, he's an NFL. He's a linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons.
Drop his name. What was his name real quick?
Yeah. Adetokunbo Ogundeji.
Friend of the program.
Yeah, try and spell that one out, Era.
Yeah, hold on. Let me find him on Twitter.
Ade Ogundeji.
Bless you.
What we called him, man. He was a phenomenal player. He ended up going to Notre Dame, where he actually had hey Kevin, there you go. There's another guy who had a better college career than he has professionally right now.
Right.
He's getting bit by the injury bug, unfortunately, so he hasn't really played a full season yet. But he did get drafted by the Falcons. He does have a recorded sack in the books.
Ooh.
And he also has a recorded fumble recovery as well, I believe. So he has had some success.
Okay.
Let me do a quick little Google search while we're at it. Feel free to vamp while I do some investigation journalism here.
What is because I was looking through all of them, and obviously they're not in the Pop-Tart Bowl because it's the best one. Mm-hmm. What is the Super Bowl of college? Like, what was
national championship?
Okay, is that an option? Was one of the options?
Yeah, you even said it in your stream.
I did. Okay,
the national championship.
Then I just wasn't paying attention. I just kind of figured it was just another because they got like, it's the big championship. Well, it's the big super championship. Well, this is the big super big nice big huge large championship, and they got like 18 bowls. So like,
it's the national championship, and then the only championship that matters is the Big Ten championship.
But the national championship is like the big one.
That's the game. Yeah, that's the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, for Michigan for the longest time, it wasn't the game. The Rose Bowl was because we could never make it to the championship.
Hey, Penn State got a Rose Bowl a couple of times. I'm right there with you.
Uh-huh. But yeah, I mean, especially now, it seems like there's about 1.5 million bowl games.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just about whoever wants to sponsor one will get one.
Yeah. You want to sponsor a bowl game? All right, son of a bitch, you're in.
So, like, how long is an actual NFL or college season if there's this many bowl games?
To New Year's.
9 games plus playoffs.
Holy And then when do the bowl games come into effect?
End of December, beginning of January.
Okay. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a long one.
I think that's why
the season itself isn't that long. It's the fact that, like, if you're in a bowl game, all of a sudden you're waiting. Like, your season gets done in November, and then you're just waiting till December or January to play your game.
Well, that kind of sucks, actually.
Hanging out. Yeah. I love with the bowl games how there's some of them that are like Rose Bowl, Orange Bowl, and then there's others that are just the fucking Frito-Lay's Bowl, the Pop-Tart Bowl. Like, some of them have, like, really nice names, and some of them are just fucking insert company name here. How much do I have to pay for that? How much to get a 3 count and out bowl?
Oh, God, could you imagine?
That'd be dope as fuck. How much? We're already doing a $10,000 dynasty mode. What if we pooled the money together and we have
all right, the winner buys the bowl.
Winner buys the bowl. I was thinking.
Good Lord. I think, again, that's why I guess I can watch any football because football is like probably the greatest sport. And when I say football, I mean real football, not that weird pansy shit they do across the seas.
Hey, I watched a riveting Canadian football game yesterday.
Did you? When you say riveting,
hey, you watch your mouth there, bud.
Did like one person
I know
score
I gotta be careful because I don't actually know what the name means, but there is the was it no Edmonton was the Elks. It was Ottawa. The Ottawa Red Blacks.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know about that name. I don't.
Mike.
That's the name of the team.
The Ottawa Red
Jeez.
And Edmonton is 0-4, right? Going into this game. They start off hot, like 19 points back to back to back, up big. And then they fucking start imploding. And it is glorious. And then all of a sudden, they turn it around. Their defense starts just whooping ass, just going to town. And I'm like, this is a good game. It's going back and forth, and then Edmonton blows it on you know how a kickoff, if it goes out of the end zone, goes up to like the 40 or 45 or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
That happens. And then Ottawa gets a first down, kicks a field goal, wins the game. Edmonton is now 0-5, and I don't know how the fuck their season works, but they're facing each other again like in 3 days.
Oh, nice. It's like it's like baseball.
It is. It's like baseball rules, but football. Because they were talking about, they're like, oh yeah, because I watched it on Sunday. They were like, oh yeah, on Thursday, this guy made his debut, and I was like, wait, huh? He played 3 days ago?
It's a short season. Squeeze it in.
Yeah, we're gonna have 87 games in 4 weeks, guys. Buckle up.
Just fucking strap in. It must be rough for the players too, because I mean, like, that's a lot of hits.
I don't know. There was one dude that you can tell is better than like all the other people. He was a wide receiver for
it's Canadian
Edmonton.
football. I'm sure. I'm sure there's
he was a wide
one
receiver
dude
for
that's better than
Edmonton.
everybody else.
And you could automatically tell, like, his first catch that he is NFL level above all the rest of the guys on the field. Or at least for the Edmonton wide receivers. And the whole, like, first half of the game, they're not passing to him. I'm like, did this dude do something wrong? What the fuck?
Yeah, he pissed somebody off.
Yeah, then they start passing to him, and all of a sudden, first down. 3 passes later, he's over 100 yards. It's like, huh. Look at that.
They're like, shit, keep passing to him. He's good.
Is the Canadian League still a thing, or is that XFL too?
That's what I was just talking about. I said a Canadian football game.
Oh.
Canadian, eh?
This sweet little summer boy, Yaney, don't you know?
Did you figure out what you're looking up?
He chose, I don't know if he chose, the Falcons chose. They did not re-sign him. He is now a free agent. So he's not with the Falcons anymore, which honestly makes sense. He did not have an amazing start to his career, but I have a feeling he's good enough to be on a practice squad, which at the end of the day isn't exactly a bad thing to be.
God, no.
Because,
The NFL.
you know, you still get to be in the NFL and you still get to make good money for just essentially showing up and letting other people beat up on you so that they can become better. I know we're winding things down here, but gentlemen, I wanted to take a quick little look ahead to the beginning of the season. I want to take a look at week 1 and week 0 because it is quickly approaching. On Saturday, August 24th, will be technically. They call it week 1, but really it's week 0 because the games aren't going to start until afterwards. I say, for the remainder of the season, I say we take things a little more seriously with our pick'ems. I wanna start keeping note of things, keeping track of things. We'll do things a little gently for now because there's like we saw in College Football 25. There's like 150 teams we got to deal with, so we're not going to be able to do 75 pick'ems week after week, including everything with the NFL. So we'll do the big games.
Do you want to be the official pick'ems person?
The bookkeeper?
Yeah, you want to ring the books so that way when somebody needs to take the fall financially, it can be you.
All right, hold on. Let me get my glasses here. There we go. All right, week 0. Let's do MKEJ. So we got Mike, Eric, Kev, Jackal, Mekej. Week 0.
Mekej.
There are 4 games being played, but there's only one big one, and that is the Florida State Seminoles going up against the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. This one's easy. I'm not going to tell you which way to go with it, though. That's why I'm going to pick last.
What was the game? I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
Florida State versus Georgia Tech.
Is this the first game of the new upcoming season?
Technically, yes, because this will be week 0, as all of the games that'll be played after this will be falling under week 1. It's just weird the way it does it because it should be week 1, yes, but they call it week 0. It's a whole thing. I'll explain in a later episode.
Okay. All right. Give me one, and I'll spit one out there.
Florida State, Georgia Tech.
Florida State.
Okay, got that down. Florida State. There we go. All right, next. Anybody?
Give me Georgia. There's always something in the water down there that makes him good at football.
Georgia Tech. Mike?
I feel like I'm missing something from Florida State, and I can't remember what. But that makes me want to say them.
Florida State, got it. And as the resident autistic college football expert, there should be Florida State in a landslide.
Really?
Yeah. Georgia Tech has not been relevant since Calvin Johnson and Roman Reigns were teammates.
Oh boy.
Which
they're still teammates.
They do like to do an upset every now and then.
Every once in a while. But the teams
first
that they're
game of the season, anything could happen.
Are like the 25th ranked, Eastern Michigan shitters. They're not going to be upsetting no Florida State or nothing.
Hey, you don't know about that. Maybe.
Hey, you know what? That is true. Hey, I don't know. And I won't ever know.
Watch, after this game, I'm going to be 1 point ahead of everybody.
We'll see. We got time. We got about a month to go.
I hope you remember, because I'm not going to remember that we did this.
I got it all written.
I'm not kidding, but I'm saying if you want to do this, you're keeping track of it, because I'm not.
I got the books. We are going to be looking ahead to the week afterwards, the following Saturday. We'll do a couple games. We'll do the big ones. So first up, I see probably what should be the game of the week, Clemson at Georgia.
It's. I was gonna say Clemson, but I feel like home team advantage here.
Yes, they are traveling to Georgia, so they will be going to play the Bulldogs at home. They are not going to get them in their house, in their off-brand Death Valley.
All right, since I didn't give it to Georgia State, I'll say Georgia takes this one.
Okay.
I think that home field advantage is gonna be helpful.
Georgia. Got it. Georgia. Okay. Next.
I'm going to say Georgia just to be consistent.
Okay. Loving the Georgia. Okay.
I'm going to say Georgia because it's fucking Georgia.
Yeah, let's be honest here. Dabo Sweeney is, losing a bit of steam. I don't think got enough in the tank or enough.
Now, don't get me wrong. Clemson can be good, but unless they did something big over, I think Georgia's just going to Georgia all over them. You know what I mean?
Georgia's going to do Georgia things, and for college football fans, that's not necessarily a bad thing, because at the end of it, you get a damn good football game. Especially they're playing a team that has a pulse. Unlike the TCU National Championship, because woof, that one was hard to watch. God, it was like 60-7, like the most lopsided championship game in like the modern era for sports or some shit like that. Let's see. Moving on to the next part, we got the battle for Florida as the University of Miami taking on the Florida Gators at the Swamp. Battle for Florida commences. Gentlemen, who do we got?
I feel like I'm just gonna stick with what works. Let's go Florida Gators.
Florida Gators. I say, FGK, it's been a long time since I've seen a Gator hide on my porch.
I'm gonna go with the Gators.
Who did you say they were facing?
Miami Hurricanes.
Who?
The team The Rock played for.
Mhm.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, we're getting all the wrestler schools.
Nice. Yeah, I guess that is in the area.
Oh, I gotta assume it's gonna be Florida Gators.
I'll take the.
I don't know though.
Hurricanes.
They've been also kind of up and down the last couple of
I
years.
don't know.
That game could honestly go either way. If you pick Miami, you'll be up 1.
Especially week 1 as well. Too. Week 1, you don't know. Week 1 is essentially. I like to equate the football season to like a good old wrestling match. Week 1 of the season is really the feeling out period. Like that's where the most sort of chaos goes down. So realistically, Era, I think Georgia Tech does have a shot to pull off the upset against Florida State as well. And I also think I think they might be playing the game in Ireland as well, I want to say. I know they were there last year because
top of the morning, laddie. Let's play some football.
I know Notre Dame drew week 0, so I think that's why they went to Ireland. I'm not certain they're going back, but there's a shot. I'm just so excited to be talking about football again. I'm just I can't stop smiling right now, dude. It feels so good.
No, like I said, man, we're putting the football back in the podcast. Like this is it, man. This is the episode. We're back.
We got two more big ones that we got to talk about for week 1. First up is Notre Dame, the one team we just talked about, traveling to Texas A&M.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that is a hardy matchup for week 1. That's the beautiful thing about what happened with Notre Dame is since they're technically an independent school, they don't have a division to play in, like the Big Ten, like the Big 12, like the SEC. They essentially get to schedule whoever the fuck they want. So going to A&M on the upswing. A&M also a couple plays away from knocking off a Nick Saban-led Alabama team here. So Texas A&M ain't nothing to shake a stick at either. So gentlemen, who do we got and why? Notre Dame, Texas A&M.
I'm sorry, who's home?
Texas A&M.
Texas A&M.
You know, you've been known for your listening. You're getting much better at that.
I'd say it's definitely a top 50 quality of mine.
Really trying to have a conversation. You don't need to listen.
Listening's for nerds. No, it's okay. Take your time.
Oh, I didn't know I was answering first. Sorry. I was trying to not be
first
rude.
for all the other ones. I figured we'd keep it the same order.
I know, but now I'm hemming and hawing. All right, fine. Give me Texas A&M.
A&M knocking off the Irish, knocking off the fighting Catholics. A&M. Okay, next.
I'm also going to take Texas A&M. Texas is a super strong football school. So, and plus with them being at home, like, I feel like that always gives you the advantage, especially week 1. They're going to be insane.
Okay. Mike?
Do you know what either team's records were this year?
Not off the top of my head. I do think Notre Dame had a strong beginning of the season, but they dropped a couple closing the way out. I think it all started off with them losing that last-second nail-biter to Ohio State. And I want to say Sam Hartman stuck around. I don't think he went to the NFL, but I could be wrong. I'm not really wanting to pay attention to the dirty fighting Irish and what they do as a Michigan fan. Another long-standing rivalry between those two. Haven't played much in modern era, but still, the rivalry does exist.
Is Notre Dame Rudy?
Yes. There you go. Good on you, bud.
I got one.
The rootinest, stootinest.
Nope, not R-O-O-T-Y. R-U-D-Y, the movie.
Oh, like Rudy Giuliani.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I got you.
If I'm being honest, I don't want to root against Texas A&M because they can either be really good or really bad. Sometimes they're both. But if Notre Dame decides to be good, they can be really... Oh,
yeah.
Biscuits.
Notre Dame is sneaky good, depending on what type of mood they're in for the season. They've made the college football playoffs, I think, 3 years out of the 10 years it was around, 4 years. They
That's
were
impressive.
pretty consistent for an independent school without a championship game to play in. So yeah, that's damn impressive.
Yeah, just for the sake of being different, I'll pick Notre Dame.
Notre
There you
Dame,
go.
there
Get
we
some
go.
points. Get some points up there,
Notre
Mike.
Dame. And Mike, I'll join you. Give me the Irish. I think last year they were going to be rocky because they did have the first-year head coach. So now that he's been around, he's got his guys in the program. I want to say they switched out their offensive coordinator for somebody better. I do think the Irish are going to be sneaky good this year, much to the chagrin of myself, fortunately. And we got one more big game to wrap up week 1 that we'll talk about for now. I'm certain we'll go more in-depth with everything as season approaches once we get a little bit closer. The only college football game on a Sunday, September 1st, the Caleb Williams-less USC Trojans traveling on down to the Bayou now to fight the LSU Tigers. And what I should feel is probably the matchup of this one on paper should be very, very... to make a reference that Kevin will understand, Kevin, this one should be Caleb Williams, Jesus Christ. This one should be a Ricochet versus Will Ospreay type of matchup.
Really?
This one should be good on paper.
My question is what all those Tigers need with all those Trojan condoms. Why are they driving so many down there?
I was gonna say, yeah, give me the Tigers over the condoms.
The Tigers. Give me the Tigers. Actually, sorry, I stand corrected. They are not going to the Bayou. They are going to be actually playing this game in Allegiant Stadium, which is the Las Vegas stadium where the Super Bowl was held. So they are going to have a nice grand spectacle for this primetime week 1 matchup. Kevin taking the Tigers.
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what? I Kev won me over by making the joke about the condoms. So the condoms. Give me the condoms.
There we go. USC. Mike.
USC wasn't good last year. Now they don't have Caleb Williams, so they're going to be. They'll probably be better because Caleb Williams isn't great, but that's okay. I think they're still going to lose. Give me LSU.
LSU. Now, I'll get a little in-depth here. I've never personally liked Lincoln Riley whatsoever. I thought he was a mid-tier coach. He's a great offensive... If Lincoln Riley ever wants to step down and be an offensive coordinator, oh my God, I think he'll be perfect. I think that's the perfect position for him because that man does not know how to play defense whatsoever. I think on average, he gives up about... I would say close to... He gives up about 30 points on defense to every team that's not, the Miss Mary's Wayward School for the Blind. Not a very good defensive mind. Also going up against... oh God, what's his name? I don't want to get his name wrong.
Oh, that guy.
Brian Kelly. I was about to call him Chip Kelly, but no, that's
Nope, not Chip.
Not Chip Kelly. He's got a different job lined up now. Brian Kelly, formerly of Notre Dame, going down to LSU. Little more offensive minded. This one I feel is going to be a shootout, and just seeing the firepower that USC has, although the quarterback is a bit of a question mark now that Caleb Williams is gone, I do think, Era, I am going to join you in picking USC for the matchup. There we go. Oh my God, we got to talk about 5 separate football games on a podcast, and the picks are in. We'll look back at these closer to the season once we know more about everything. There we go. The books are kept. The game is here. Gentlemen, I think it's high time we start wrapping things up because we got a video game to start playing.
Well, I have one more question.
Oh, one more. Okay.
One more very quick question. You can keep these answers brief because I understand we want to get going.
Tomatoes.
Gentlemen, which team
47.
are you going to do first in Dynasty mode?
I'm
doing Temple.
not sure what Dynasty mode is.
Outside of
Build the
our
team.
challenge.
Outside of the challenge,
Is that like single player?
it's like you play as the coach, you build
You
the
play as
team
the
over
coach.
years and seasons.
What plays
Yeah.
the coach? Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hey, this
So
is
you,
what we're putting, $2,500 on the line for, by the way, the Dynasty mode. You're going to play as the coach, Kevin?
Oh, I thought we were playing each other and like throwing
No.
passes.
No. You got to build, you got to make your program the best, friend.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I'm
you gotta
gonna
outcoach
lose.
Jackal.
He's going to be out $2,500 here. in a
Oh
second.
shit! I got in this way too quickly. Oh,
Anyway, I'm going to be
man.
playing Temple because I want to play in the link, and I feel like Temple has a lot of opportunity to grow if they're just given a decent coach.
Oh,
Well, to vamp a bit and give Kevin more time to think, I think I want to take over Eastern Michigan because I have some fond memories of that school. I was able to go there and help them move things around at a former job. I was able to go there, and that's actually where I graduated high school. I was able to walk across their stage. It's where a lot of WWE shows are held, and I've been on their field for it was a high school football camp where I was able to meet Matthew Stafford. So I have a lot of fun memories on that field. Eastern Michigan, I'm going to turn them into a brick shit house and knock off anybody that gets in our way. Thank you.
shit.
Mike, it sounds like it needs more time.
Thinking.
Boof.
That's
don't
okay.
know.
Take your time.
Probably Notre Dame, and then I'm just gonna name everybody Rudy.
You know what?
And
I respect
Rudy's
it.
going
Wait,
in for
can you
I
rename
respect
players
it.
in Dynasty mode?
I don't know about Dynasty mode, but I do know you can create your own team. So I'm fairly certain to be able to create your own players as well.
the Rudies.
Three counting out team.
Oh, yeah, dude.
We'll be
I'm
Notre Dame
unstoppable.
fighting Rudies.
Three counting out university.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Oh,
Okay,
no,
so,
nobody's
we'll
gonna
get up there
listen,
like,
and
Chase,
everybody's
you.
Gonna...
You!
There we go.
Everybody's had their turn, Kevin. What's
Kev,
you
just
gonna
pick
rebuild,
any
friend?
random school. They don't have to be good. You
just
make them
fucking-
good. That's
Just
the
pick
point.
Michigan State so you can jerk off into the
Just
plant.
pick a school you have a fond memory
I
of.
do that. I was actually gonna say I'm gonna go complete opposite. I'm gonna take
right.
our National Air Force and make them the National Ground Force, and
Ooh,
Increase
groundbreaking.
their run game.
increase their run game. We're gonna own the air and the field.
It's so funny because I know you don't know college football. Air Force literally just always runs the triple option.
Yeah, they never
throw the football.
They never pass. No, Army,
never
Navy,
pass
and
them up.
Army, Navy, and Air Force never pass. They're running teams by far. Which, to be fair, when you're a fucking jack soldier, yeah, you're gonna be a run team. Just keep running forward, man.
They're literally training for the military. They don't have time to learn football play. So it's like, okay, so we're gonna run left, then run right, run left, then run right.
Pretend
Okay. Well, that's good to know.
this is an important package. Don't let anybody get it.
Basically, that's essentially all they're doing. But there you go.
Oh shit! I can play the
Alright.
Army Navy game.
Oh, one of the most overrated rivalries in college football. Boom.
Yeah, but it's an
Put that in
American
your
rivalry.
cliff notes. It's overrated still, you know. If you're putting that in front of Michigan, Ohio State, I see you're patriotic, but you're also patriotic and wrong.
Fair.
Got him. Go ahead. Bury me. Burn me. Do whatever. I dare you.
Did we talk about wrestling at all?
No, this isn't. No. This isn't a wrestling episode because the only thing that happened was Rhea Ripley came back. All right, we're done.
Hello. I showed you in the chat what else happened. Because
know.
we all
Yes.
believe.
I feel like we need to at least talk for like 3 minutes. Rhea
All
Ripley
right,
return,
fine.
big wrestling, yeah, and then Mike had something to say.
I didn't hear his name, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I don't want to make him appear right now. That'd be terrifying.
Oh, Jesus. Just sort of showing up in your room unannounced.
Anytime,
All right, fine, I'll
any
stop.
show, anywhere.
I believe in Joe Hendry. and he showed up to NXT, and all of a sudden NXT became like twice as popular as it normally is.
Dude, they got loud. They got loud for Joe Hendry.
Uh-huh.
Which is so kind of odd to me because they could just like there was no pop. They just saw him standing there like before his intro started. It's not really a whole grand reveal.
Shh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, sorry. I mean, yes.
You say
Save
his
Israel.
name and he appears.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 15-second TNA segment, they had a show worth watching.
Yeah, haven't they filmed on the 2300? Like the ECW arena?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, but the ECW arena always has good shows.
They had
shit.
a couple actually great matches. Oh, so happy.
Oh, we do need to talk about wrestling because another show that I was able to see, I saw TNA star Diamond Jack Price because I was live and in person.
Little preview for next week.
XICW Star Wars, where we were able to see the one, the only Thomas Oliver Vendetta defend his XICW.
You can't call him that.
That's his name. TOV. Thomas Oliver Vendetta, the lovable psychopath.
Is that what he's announced as?
Yes, that's not a shoot name.
I thought it was Tommy Vendetta. What
I
happened
thought
to
that was like his Christian name.
Yeah.
That is
Well, not his government
We
name.
just doxed him.
that is not his government name.
It actually says on his birth certificate, the lovable psychopath.
He was able to defend his championship against Chuck Stein in an extreme, no holds barred, extreme rules, no disqualification. If they come your way, get the fuck out of the way match in a bloody affair. Me and my significant other were in the front row, and Tommy literally pulls the guy over and makes him bleed. There was a cowbell, and he wrapped it around him, and he started walking that man like a dog, and he walked him right in front of where me and my partner were sitting, and he said, "You gotta bleed for him, Chucky. You gotta bleed for him," and he's making him bleed right in front of us. I got the footage, which will be appearing on the 3 Counted Out podcast channel at a later date because I have not had a chance to actually sit down and edit any of it. So,
It's fair.
To kind of add an addendum to what I had said last week, I know many of you were anxiously awaiting our first interview to appear on the podcast. Tommy ended up messaging me earlier today, the day of recording, and said there was a booking he had today, which he had forgot about, and I am never, ever going to feel offended for someone wanting to take a booking where they're going to get more money for themselves and further their career as opposed to coming on our podcast.
Get that. Tommy, we're waiting for you. Get that fucking
we're waiting
bag
for you, man.
Get that fucking booking, dude. Hell yeah.
We will reschedule with Tommy. We're going to get him on no matter what, whether it be now, tomorrow, the week after, or the week after. He's been patient with us, so we're going to be patient with him in return. We're going to make sure everything is all hunky-dory, and sooner or later, we will have the lovable psychopath on to talk to him, pick his brain, so on and so forth. And XICW, thank you for having us out. I was able to talk to both FGK and Mike. We'll be coming to those shows in the near future because I caught the indie wrestling bug, and man, I need more. And I'm glad you two are going to be there, joining me every step of the way.
Well, speaking of the indie wrestling bug, on the day that you're listening to this on Saturday, CZW is over in Love Park again. I'll be over there. So go over to Love Park. It's free. It was great. Last time somebody got thrown into the fountain. Which, to be fair, it was like 90, so that probably felt real fucking good. I mean, I'd be signing up for that spot. But I'll be there, and definitely, last time just walking around recording kind of everything and anything. So I'm probably gonna be doing the same again. So, if you're there, come find me because I'll just be around doing whatever. Also, I just wanted to put this kind of on at the end because this is where people that are going to give a shit are probably listening. Jackal mentioned the interview with Tommy Vendetta coming up. If you have questions for Tommy Vendetta, I was going to say to submit them in our Spotify Q&A. However, before I sat down to record this episode, I got an email from Spotify that they are no longer doing the Q&A. The Q&As have been discontinued, so the Q&A itself is discontinued on Spotify. So if you're on YouTube, there's still comments over there. And if you are on Spotify, apparently they are in the process of making a comment section. So I have not found it yet on our stuff. I don't know if we have to apply for it. Maybe it'll be starting this episode. I don't know. But if you have any questions for us, Tommy Vendetta, or anything else you want to see in the future, make sure you let us know in the comments below. If you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe, hit that bell icon, because especially with College Football 25 out now, we are going to be playing the hell out of it, making tons of content for sure. And there's going to be a whole bunch of other stuff coming up, the wrestling stuff. We still have 2K24. We can make tons of content in. I'm going to be experimenting with mods, so we may be able to make some wild shit. And, yeah, otherwise, if you like me, you can go ahead and find me at twitch.tv/EraV1 or youtube.com/EraV1music.
I'll go next. If you like me, you can find me crawling out of the storm drain at 2 o'clock in the morning. If you didn't, just turn on the hot water. I'll go back.
You like it where it's warm? Is that what it is?
Shit.
Man, you killed Jackal on that one.
Fucking asshole. Wait, I was drinking, you prick.
While Danny just goes ahead and dies due to Mike. If you want to see me learn what the God's Name Dynasty mode is, feel free to go over to FireGuyKev at youtube.com and we'll give it a whirl together.
He's going to be eating Pop-Tarts.
I'll you know what?
From a
That's not
bowl.
a bad idea. Oh.
If you didn't enjoy what I did, you could always find me up in the sky, beating up on Michigan State with a nice score of 63-0 going into the fourth quarter. I have the ball.
Congrats.
It's a 2nd and 10. There's 3 minutes left. I'm marching down the field, hopefully to score again to make it 70-0. But if you did enjoy what I did, you can find me at twitch.tv/JackalJoker or youtube.com/JackalJoker.
We did it.
I,
We did the football episode, guys.
Hey, can we just like, I'll eat the pin this week. I wanna start playing. Like, we gotta go.
All right. I'm just going to put my finger right on top of you real quick. Someone wants to count this.
Yep. I'll lay down.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, all right,
Yep,
there we go.
quick count.
Woo!
Quick
Count
count.
out.
Ding, ding. All right.